EOS Foundation, I think, is a great mechanism that's been missing for many years in this community. So I think that is going to definitely start spurring more more people to come over to EOS, and also get the individuals and members that are currently in the space, in the community, motivated to do things.
It's time to talk about block producers on EOS. Who are they? What do they do? And why do they do it? In this series, I will highlight the various block producers in EOS, either of the top 21 who produce the blocks, or of the many standby producers waiting in the wings. Hello, and it's time for another block producer on EOS interview from the interview series we've got going on. And today I've got Jerry Rucker from EOS Detroit. Jerry's been around a long time, also known as Cryptoblood. He's got a podcast. He does a lot of stuff on basically a lot of crypto-related stuff, not just EOS, but also a big member of EOS Detroit. And EOS Detroit has been around since chain launch, like the beginning. So you go way back, and a big history. So Jerry, thanks a lot for taking the time to be here today.
Thank you. It's kind of weird being on the other side now. I've had Chris Barnes on my channel, and it's a pleasure, and I'm great and excited to be on yours. It's very great.
Awesome. I'll be sure to ask super difficult questions to put you on the spot.
Good. I can handle them.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You're experienced with interviewing other people. So
right.
It's no problem. So the first question, man, is just tell us a bit about yourself. Who is Jerry Rucker?
Yeah. So started in my journey in crypto in 2013. So I would say a double, or what do you call it? Double OG, if you want to say.
You're legit. You've been around.
Yeah. I've been around the crypto space for a while, and just, love to see how things are evolving. Started again in 13, March to be exact, of 13. And that's kind of where the journey started. Prior to that, serial entrepreneur. I've had 2 tech startups, web development company. I've started so many companies, Chris, it makes no sense, man. From vending machine companies, and I've done it all. So even a commodity trading advisory company, which is more along the lines and in the finance world, in trading commodities and foreign exchange and stuff. So kind of a well-rounded individual. So that's kind of my background. So but my intro and experience and journey through crypto has been very interesting, and I've enjoyed it a lot, just seeing how we've evolved, right, from thinking about just crypto as Bitcoin and Bitcoin only for the most part, as a means of exchange of value, to thinking of Bitcoin or blockchain, right? Blockchain is so much bigger than Bitcoin. Thinking of blockchain and how it can really put more power in the people's hand. And so that's what's been really going on I would say it's really since like 2016-ish, late 15, you really start to see the increase and awareness of smart contract type of blockchains, Turing complete blockchains. And so it's an exciting time we're in. And when I saw EOS, the white paper, and I saw who was behind it, Dan Lemmer, of course. I've been following him for some time back in the Steemit days. But man, I was so excited, and I was a very early supporter of it. And so, hey, I jumped on it right away. It wasn't with EOS Detroit at that time, but definitely participated in early speculation, right? Buying the coins and stuff. But even before it hit the market and the main net launched, I was a huge supporter personally and through my internet personality, Cryptoblood. So people know me as that as an EOS supporter, and I've gotten a lot of flack over the years. I'm sure you could understand why. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm just excited that we're at this place now, at this juncture with Eden and EOS Foundation. We could talk about that in a while, but
yes,
yeah.
Save that for the part where I ask you what you're most excited about.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right?
But this kind of gets into when you speak about how you were a supporter of EOS and then eventually the BP came. So why don't you tell us about the history of your block producer, and if you can speak to just high level, what type of infrastructure your team uses?
Yeah, so we're EOS Detroit is, as you stated, a block producer. It wasn't founded by myself. It was founded by Rob Consdorf. And you may know Adam Zentarski. He's been very instrumental in governance on the Wax blockchain and Telos as well. And a third person, Charlie Dumont, not very known online, doesn't have a big internet presence, but those three really, jumped out there with their own money, no backing by, big players or anything like that. And we're in the Midwest, we're Detroit, usually blue collar, city. Not one of those fancy cities like either on the East Coast, New York, or on the West Coast, Cali, San Fran and Las Vegas and LA, I should say. So, we, against all the odds, we were able to make it. And here we are today. A lot of BPs aren't here that originally started. So it's just, that kind of speaks to the fortitude and the just go get attitude that we have here in the city of Detroit. And so Rob, which was the CEO of EOS Detroit, actually moved to a startup that we spun out called Facings.io. And they specifically focus on NFTs on the EOS.io blockchains, both primarily Wax right now, but they plan to do some things on the EOS blockchain as well. So it's, it's a BP that started from humble beginnings. And, that's kind of what we stand for and what we represent is the little man, and being able to still produce top quality services and they also top quality app development as well.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah. Well, the facing stuff is great. And I know I've seen some of the stuff that Lars is doing with the crypto writer guys in the Fig project. So certainly some talent there. There's no doubt.
Yep. We Facings released in conjunction with Crypto Writer, released the NFT set there. We've done stuff for, by the time this is recorded, Tommy Hearns released the Hitman, very well-known boxing legend, and many others. I mean, Dark Pinup was our in-house release, did very well, over 160,000, I think, the first week or two.
That's incredible.
Yeah, man. So putting out quality content in Facings, and it was, a company funded by EOS Detroit. So we're just trying to broaden our footprint, man. That's what we're all about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like you say, there's so much potential in beyond just being money anymore, right? In terms of what crypto and blockchain can do. So it's nice to see that. And you mentioned earlier how EOS Detroit has hung around. And I see recent drop in the rankings, but you're still a paid standby position, 56. You're still there, ready to get some votes and put yourself into a making block spot, right?
Yes, we definitely want to, and hope that the community helps us with our positioning, because we are one of the BPs that really we put infrastructure very high on the priority list. We're working monthly to increase our bare metal infrastructure, and that's what we've been migrating to over the past 2 or 3 months. So I'm glad that on the EOS rate.io site, the community is at least recognizing, our efforts there on the infrastructure side.
Yeah, you're number 8 here from the Eden members. The Eden member proxy, EOS Detroit's ranked number 8 out of all BPs. So
Yeah.
it just speaks to this kind of discongruency, if that's even
Yes.
word, between what the whales choose, how they choose to
Yes.
vote for BPs versus how the community views BPs.
Absolutely, it is. But this is maybe a discussion again for a little later in the conversation. But I think that's where EOS Foundation will help come in and bridge the gap and help little guys like us get more awareness and opportunity to bring and add value to EOS network or blockchain.
Yeah, absolutely. And so maybe in that vein, what are you most proud of with your block producer with EOS Detroit?
Well, I mean, my team, man, our team is awesome. Very knowledgeable individuals, and just the fact that, again, we're coming from our own. It was built out of our own pockets, right? Our own fortitude, our own, if you want to call it, leap of faith and persistence. So just seeing that we were able to get to where we are and continually grow and add value to the blockchains is awesome to me. That's what I'm most proud of all of our teammates. So from all of our teammates. So that's really what it is all about, Chris, is keeping a high quality of service and being reliable. And then that's what we're really known for. And continually, that's my focus, is to make that more of a topic of discussion within the community.
Yeah, well, I really like your website, and I like how your transparency piece here, how you're kind of describing exactly where some funds go and how your block producer operates.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we wanted to take that approach because, ultimately, what is blockchain? It's about transparency and being able to verifiably see something, right? So we want to just kind of carry that ethos into our organization, and that's what we're doing.
And it speaks to also you're one of the more OG BPs in EOS, because that was what a lot of the BPs and what a lot of the initial ICO investors sort of thought EOS is going to be. This sort of intent of code is law, transparency, and that things obviously haven't ended up there today. Doesn't mean they can't go back there, and it doesn't mean that BPs like yourselves. I had discussion with Crypto Alliance, and this came up really top and center with them as well. So there's still a few out there who have this ethos, and it's certainly my intention to try to bring more of that back and more awareness around what BPs like yourselves do.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We definitely do. And I think it will. I think our time will come. It's still early, man. It's really early in this game,
Absolutely.
So I think at some point that will definitely show.
You do great stuff like this too. This is a really thoughtful response to the stake-based voting and rewards proposal that Block One put out. And there was only a few BPs that really took the time that I think that you guys did. So it was nice to see. Turns out the idea is probably dead now with the way things are going and how inflation is being directed towards the foundation. But I still appreciated the effort.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we did put a lot of thought and effort into that. So glad that you did enjoy that. It's so the foundation, again, the EOS Foundation, I think, is a great mechanism that's been missing for many years in this community. So I think that is going to definitely start spurring more people to come over to EOS, and also get the individuals and members that are currently in the space, in the community, motivated to do things, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not about what the price of EOS is tomorrow or even next hour. It's really what can we use EOS token to do as a tool.
Do with it. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. What utility, what apps and dApps can we build that will actually then drive value to the token. So I think,
Absolutely.
once we get into that mindset, I think we have been, I'll say this, the EOS community as a whole, I'm kind of doing a broad paintbrush here, Chris, but I think as a whole, it's been a very non-toxic community. If you look at and compare it to other blockchain communities. So I'm proud of that. I just think it's now the time for us to definitely show up and show out. And the EOS Foundation, I think, is a step in the right direction.
So in terms of what you're most excited about with the future of the EOS blockchain, I'm thinking that EOS Foundation might be top of your list or up there.
Oh, how did you know?
Hey,
how did you know? Yeah, it is for sure. It is for sure, because I can't. People can say, "Oh, I'm excited about metaverses or NFTs in the space." I mean, that's a gamble. If you look at like a macro level, that's what you could be very excited about, because out of this move, the EOS Foundation move creation, out of that will come many, many different applications and use cases for us. So yeah, that's to me what I'm so excited about.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen much yet. They've only, so there's still quite a lot of anticipation about where we see them directing some of their energy. I know Zach said some great things about kind of trying to model what consensus does for Ethereum and setting up some infrastructure support essentially to help things get built on EOS, like you say. And what we have seen though is some funding go towards Eden, which you're a member of, and we've got an upcoming election on October 9th, so that should be pretty exciting.
Yep, I'm locked and loaded, ready to go.
You're ready to go? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna pitch something for that one, or are you there as a voter? You don't have to reveal all your secrets if it's a pitch.
Yeah, I'll just say I'm a voter for now. Voter for now. Yep.
That's still
we've got two team members here at EOS Detroit are part of that. So myself and Adam Zintarski. So yeah, we're excited.
Is Consdorf not part of your team?
Yeah, well, not technically, no, right? He's in facings, right? But yeah, he is. So we really kind of have three. Yeah, three people.
There you go. He's there too. Cool, man. Well, and then I guess the last question I have for you: what can token holders do to help you, EOS Detroit, and the EOS network in general?
Vote for us. Vote for us. We definitely need your votes. Translates into us having more revenue and more capital to spend in this ecosystem. So if you like what our vision is, you like what we're doing. One thing I failed to mention, Chris, is that we've been expanding from a personnel standpoint as well. So we're hiring. We've hired. We're looking for a CTO now. We have one candidate that is pretty, by the time of this recording, we'll know whether or not he's going to work out. But, we're building and putting the pieces together to really take us to the next level, from marketing, again, to CTO, more technical side of things. We hired a site reliability engineer to help up under our CIO. So we're growing, and man, we're really excited to show improve even more within the community.
Yeah, well, right on. So recently there was a bit of a drop due to some shuffling of block one votes, and it makes a difference, right? Because you've lost roughly 90 EOS a day. That's meaningful. So hopefully, and they still got block one still has room to add you guys back. So here's hoping they watch this, and
yes, I hope they do.
The last 11 votes to go to good teams, you guys get back up to where you are. It does look like EOS Costa Rica, in terms of a spot, I think you're around 44 before. At least they're a good team, so it's nice to see them bump. But there's still more room to go around, and we got to get all the good teams up in the right place.
That's right.
Right on, man. Well, you do so. Cryptoblood, if people aren't aware, I'll put links in the show notes here. But
thank you.
You've got the YouTube channel, you got 16,000 subscribers, so you've been doing this a while, and you put out great content.
Thank you.
And I see there's also an EOS Detroit channel.
Yeah, so we're going to get that back up and running Q4. So this quarter and going into the new year, that's one of my initiatives, is to get us more presence online, doing roundtable discussions, and just being more involved. We actually have a workshop coming up that we're doing here locally in Detroit, to a group of artists, like physical, real artists, to help them understand blockchain, NFTs, how they can leverage that. So we're doing that in the community. So we got our hands in a lot of things, Chris, to help further the EOS and EOS IO community. So, hey, we're going to keep it rolling.
Yeah, and you're doing stuff locally in your community, which I think is key, right? Some of us get caught up so much in this digital world, we forget that the real world's right in front of us, and we can't forget about that. In fact, it's arguably much more important. So good for you for doing that in Detroit. Which, I'm a Canadian. I think I've driven through Detroit, but from what I hear, it's times have been tough with the auto market and the way it is. So it's good to see that you're. You can.
It's definitely a wealth disparity as far as 2008, of course, hit Detroit very hard.
Yeah.
But the recovery, there has been a recovery, but unfortunately, that recovery it's actually widening the wealth gap, between lower middle class and the upper class. So technology can bridge that. Technology flattens and distributes wealth.
Awesome.
So it can be, right. It can also be used to not to concentrate wealth. So we want to be on the former side, and make sure we do our job and our part.
Well, it's well said, man, because like anything, it can be, wisdom, right? Technology or any sort of technological advancement has good and bad. And so good for you for recognizing that and doing whatever you can to bring out the good. So
thank you.
Appreciate your time. Any closing thoughts, Jerry?
No, just vote for us. If you guys have any EOS tokens laying around, want to vote, definitely vote for us.
Awesome.
We'll greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm doing a video shortly on how to vote for the proxies, because the uninformed voter, sometimes it's easier. Not only your vote will then go towards more than one BP,
right?
It'll save you the trouble of trying to figure it out. So the e-proxy, I expect EOS Detroit will be always on that list. You're so high up right now, and you're not stopping with what you're doing for the community. So certainly, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time, Jerry. Cryptoblood. Have a great weekend, and all the best. And I certainly hope I'm going to do whatever I can to make a loud noise that you should not have lost those votes from that one, and you should get back up there.
Thank you, Chris, so much. Thank you. Take care.